Yes.
Amazing. So, hi Devanshu, how are you today? We've heard so much about you and we're so excited to connect with you.
Okay, I'm doing great, Smriti. Thanks for having me, and such a wonderful idea that we can discuss this topic regarding handwriting analysis. So I appreciate that you and Vaibhav sir have invited me. Uh,
It's so great to have you. We've heard so much about you and we've attended a couple of your clubhouse sessions and we're so excited. What do you think we're going to discuss today?
So today we'll be discussing about handwriting analysis and how we can create success rates using handwriting analysis in our own writing because each of us wants to be happy in their life. We want to be successful, whether in our family life or with our career or business, whichever field. And everyone wants balance basically in both the worlds. So we can learn what the successful people are doing through their handwriting. Like I've analyzed about 5,000 plus people in various ranges of success. So I have an brief understanding, and my background or my education was in counseling and industrial psychology. I was the first year topper in fundamentals of psychology. So I have a fair bit of understanding in this field over the past 12 years.
Great, that's great. So, could you tell us a little bit about your journey? How did handwriting analysis come about and what has the last couple of years looked like for you?
Okay, so there's a very interesting story with regards to how I got into handwriting analysis. My dad is a scientist in defense research, aeronautical development LCA. So he used to read a lot of books. I had a huge collections of encyclopedias and all the top books like Think and Grow Rich, all various books. So one day he got a book on handwriting analysis, and I, being a super skeptic and a person who thought he knew it all, I saw the book and I laughed with my mother that okay, आज handwriting, today is handwriting analysis, tomorrow palmistry, day after tomorrow side, some other stuff will come in the house. So yeah, so I was super skeptical. Then when I was traveling to Ranchi, I kind of picked up the book and started reading, applying, got into certification of handwriting analysis. Uh, and yeah, the journey has been very like interesting because I never wanted to get into handwriting analysis. First of all, I didn't plan it. This field kind of chose me, and God gave me signs that okay, you're really good, you should. So in 2014 I did the analysis of the Indian women's team cricket, V Karuna Jain. She was also the participant in my first workshop on handwriting analysis. She promised that she would be coming also. So yeah, then I got a sign because of those analysis, I came on television in 2018 for the first time, and then the journey began because I had a good role in corporate. I was the business head of one of the largest education forums until last year. Then due to lockdown, there were many issues that happened. Then this year especially, I thought I will start something of my own where I have much more control and where I can add to people's lives. So it's been a wonderful journey. Especially the last 3 years have been very, by God's grace, a lot of blessings are there.
Incredible.
Yes.
So, when we talk about the corporate side of things, you work with a big education company. What do you think happened during the pandemic, and how do you think your role enhanced after that when people wanted to, understand themselves a little better?
So what has happened over the past 1 year is that last year we did national handwriting competition, which kind of stalled because of the pandemic. So we shifted to an online mode, and generally I prefer to do handwriting analysis one on one. But because of the pandemic and people having a lot of time, they have understood the importance of self development. So you will see a lot of people going into online yoga classes and many other self help and so many other things that those industries have picked up, especially the ones that are there online. There are a lot of webinars, workshops that are happening each and every week. The frequency is increased, so people are always interested to know about or improve themselves, to be exact. And one of the traits that successful people have is that they know themselves really well. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And how to go about maximizing the resources and the potential that they have. Yeah.
Right, interesting. So, what workshops have you held? Possibly, what's happened in the last couple of months for you?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, Clubhouse has been very interesting because it's an audio only platform. So first of all, I had no idea that how can I do handwriting analysis on this platform. I was pretty like I started out, I was pretty popular. I was kind of unique on Clubhouse as a handwriting analyst. I didn't find anyone who is doing something like this on the platform. Then, like I did a few handwriting analysis. Like people send me like, can you do my handwriting analysis? And so on Instagram, they used to send me messages. On WhatsApp, generally they send me this. So one of the turning point basically happened. There was that one of the RJs in New Zealand, she had mentioned, her name is Shania, she mentioned, why don't you ask people to change their DP to their handwriting? Okay, that was the turning point actually. Then I asked people, look, okay, in the session, why don't you change your DP to your handwriting? So first of all, it was very funny to see. Okay, everyone changed their DP to their handwriting, and then like one by one, I started analyzing people. So now we are done 8 episodes of this.
Okay,
So it's been, yeah. So it's been very fruitful. We have 100 to 200 people coming for every session.
interesting. That's great. So, we have a lot of audience questions for you as well today. I think you must be
Yeah.
aware people are already into what handwriting analysis is, and they want to know a lot of things. So, we have a lot of questions around psychology and things like that. So, someone asked, how to identify if a person is a narcissist or not by their handwriting?
Okay. So especially the neurotic traits that are there, they're especially if you look at handwriting as a whole. Okay, you have to pick out certain traits that are there. Okay,
Okay,
and isolate them and combine them. So mainly I would say that a person who is having a lot of vanity or pride in their writing, okay, with a combination with self-esteem issues, okay, those people are generally having uh, some sort of stubbornness. So there's always a combination of certain traits that are there in the writing. So through handwriting, we can analyze about 5,000 plus traits. So you do a combination of certain traits, okay, and then that kind of leads to narcissism. So, say someone has extreme pride, combine them with low self-esteem, certain amount of stubbornness, okay, and you can add they don't kind of listen to people very easily. That trait you can put across. So it's always like if you identify three or more of these, then that person is more likely to have vanity in their handwriting. Yeah, as a
interesting.
person. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's something I think a lot of us didn't know about, how we can read people. I think handwriting is an incredibly important thing that, how we can read and understand how people think. So, what are a few basics of handwriting analysis that, a person like me who has no idea can, look at someone's handwriting and be like, okay, these are a few traits that I can identify.
Okay, so first of all, the easiest way to understand someone in their writing is what is their orientation of the writing that they have. If they are writing uphill, they tend to be more optimistic as people. If their writing goes downhill, then they seem to be more pessimistic or sort of depressive about how the future is. The slant which is there, which you see someone is having a right-handed slant, like their writing kind of bends forward. They are more future-oriented, people-oriented, as well as they express themselves very easily. Someone writing straight is more calm and steady as a person, and they
Okay.
will use their logic. And someone who writes with a left extrovert slant would be more shy and introverted as a person. So you can't just say one thing, but there's always a combination of certain things that can add up. So not just yeah. So it's always better if you can learn handwriting analysis. The basic workshop that we do helps you to understand handwriting analysis in just 4 hours time.
Oh wow, interesting. So could you tell us a little bit more about this workshop that you host?
Yeah, so this workshop that we are doing in Zoom, this is open for people, corporates, and I've done this workshop for HRs. It's very anyone who goes through this workshop, it's one of a kind in the world that by seeing certain traits in the writing and how can you analyze. So it's a very interesting session. Or everyone tells me that okay, I didn't think it would be so easy to understand writing analysis like this. So
Right.
I've combined 10 years of experience and created a super interesting workshop which keeps you engaged for 4 hours. I just don't keep talking and explaining things. But yeah, so we learn a lot during the session, and we analyze writing. You by the end of the 4 hour workshop, you can analyze your own handwriting and tell how you are. Okay, so that's
Oh wow.
the gift that you get. Yeah.
That's incredible. So, you were talking about corporates attending a workshop like this. So, how do you think a workshop that you host can benefit people? What all can people start understanding about the world once they understand handwriting analysis?
Okay, first of all, handwriting analysis. One tool. First thing, what you do is you analyze your own writing and understand your own strengths and weaknesses. And I'll just give my own experience. Like I understood myself. Okay, how am I as a person? So I think fast. I That's why I'm very good at writing analysis. Like I analyze things very quickly. So, and then for me, the challenge became how to stay patient, how to stay calm, how to stay more focused and be in the present moment. So I understood my own strengths and weaknesses. To this day, it's very helpful to me in every situation. Next, I analyzed my mother's handwriting. Okay, and then I understood. Okay, my mom is super sweet and sensitive. So whenever I say कि ठीक है नमक कम है ये है, तो she kind of gets upset and these things. So my relationship with my mother improved because I understood her from her handwriting, and so your family, like your relationships, improve, and you make a lot of friends. So I started analyzing writing, and then I was shy as in college, so girls used to come and give their writing. Then I used to start a conversation. So my communication skills also improved using this. So yeah.
Incredible. That's quite fun, I guess. So let's come to a little bit of the psychology, part of what we wanted to discuss. A lot of mental health issues can also, be represented in someone's handwriting. So how do you figure out if someone is, suffering with depression or anxiety or probably has, self-harm tendencies through handwriting?
Okay, so in fact, on this last year, I've done a session with like some of the news channels have contacted me about Sushant Singh Rajput's case. So I've done his analysis. So there are certain parameters that we isolate in the writing where their writing basically changes dramatically. For a normal person to have suicidal tendencies, they have to go change mentally. So yeah, so suicidal handwriting has certain characteristics, and person who has depressed, they have certain characteristics in their writing. And if you're a handwriting analyst and you see a friend or someone who has this particular traits, then we always try and connect them to a mental health professional. That is our duty, so that they kind of don't have to do this. And there's a story also on this. Like one of my friends who is a mountaineer, he's done Everest expeditions and everything. He sent me, he one day about 3 years back sent me a writing. He said this person, like, can you analyze and tell me this person's writing? It was a suicide note basically. So like I had to analyze and tell whether he's depressed or he's suicidal. committed suicide or not because he was missing. Okay, then I could tell that this is not suicidal writing. Mainly, it was because he has lost his job and there was some issues at home that he left home. Okay, and then I told you can find him, try and find him because he wouldn't have committed suicide. So they found him in the evening. With
Oh,
yeah, so yeah, you can tell a lot of things whether it is suicidal handwriting or not. Yeah.
that's incredible. I mean, I could never imagine that, someone's handwriting can tell so much about, probably in a life and death situation when you're analyzing and you're like, okay, I'm going to help this person out. They're probably alive. I'm going to help them out. That must be an incredible feeling. So, how did it feel after that?
Yeah, it felt very interesting. I was initially I was really under pressure because if you say, okay, this person will not like commit suicide and then something happens, then you're under pressure. Or if you say, otherwise also both ways you're. So it was a real test of my skills as a handwriting analyst, and yeah, it felt. First, I felt relief. Okay, that nothing happened. Then I gained more confidence, and I was happy. Okay, that nothing happened to him. I was happy with that.
Amazing. So, we have another audience question. It's about addiction and addictive behavior. So, can you analyze someone's handwriting to figure out if they have addictive patterns or behaviors in life?
Yes. So there are certain traits. If you see someone who is writing with a high level of pressure, like आपने देखा होगा, like someone is writing and then next page तक भी छप जाता है. Like you can, so they are more passionate, they are more kind of committed, or these things, and then you take certain traits like persistence or someone who is more emotional. If you see certain traits lead to a good actor also, and uh, emotional instability, these things. So you isolate these particular traits and identify if this person is prone to. But in general, if you are sort of person writing with a lot of pressure in their writing, I would suggest not to no use substances because you have more tendency to get addicted to things. But vice versa, if you create good habits, maybe meditation, yoga, and these things, they are also going to get addicted to that. So it can work both ways. Yes.
Interesting. So, how do you think people can use their handwriting to improve and for personal development? What are a few tips that you would give?
Okay, so first thing is that maintain a journal. Most successful people I know, such as Richard Branson, you would say, they write till this date. They always use pen or journals or books to write things or plan things and put things on paper. So, and it's scientific. It's research also shows that people who journal, they tend to not get so depressed, and they have a lot of clarity and have better meaningful lives. So first thing is you can do that. Next is you can get your handwriting analyzed by an expert. Especially, I would recommend that because a lot of people who have analyzed, till this day they come back and say, okay, you really helped me out with my. I was facing a lot of difficulties and confusion what to do. So that's why we do this session in Clubhouse where we analyze 50 to 100 people in 3-4 hours and give them a perspective. Okay, you can work in this area. So that really changes their life. Like I got my handwriting analyzed about 14 years back. Then I felt, okay, wow, this person could tell so many things about me. And to till this day, I remember he had created a huge sheet of chart. Okay, what is my strengths, weaknesses? So the my strengths I was very happy with, but weaknesses, they kind of irritated me. But I took it in a positive way. So that's really helped me in my life. Yeah.
So, do you think you worked on those aspects in the last couple of years? You said patience was one of the things you had to work on. So, how has working on your weaknesses been for you?
Yeah, so patience is something that I sort of developed over the years because when you're counseling people, you have to listen a lot. So patience is an acquired trait that I always keep on working on things, and yeah, like if you keep on practicing the same thing, being patient again and again, so it kind of develops, even if it is not part of your personality. But yeah, like I do work, and like I also have flaws. Okay, I'm not a Superman, but yeah, I do know what my strengths and weaknesses are. That really helps you out over the long run, especially if you know these things instead of spiraling into something that is not in your control. You get to know, okay, I have these tendencies, so okay, so I need to work on these areas and not get too upset or depressed or impatient, to be exact. Yeah.
Definitely. So we have a question from a student, and I think it's quite a legitimate one, especially since we have a lot of students in our audience today. What would fetch more marks? Good content with bad handwriting, or bad content with good handwriting?
Okay. So yeah, like for first of all, it's a very interesting question. I think both cases it would not work out. If you just write half the paper with good handwriting, it's not that you're going to get good marks. Or if you just write bad your whole paper with bad handwriting and the teacher can't read, then it becomes kind of dicey situation for you. So I think if you can maintain legible handwriting, like people can kind of read, okay, मतलब हम like in childhood they used to say कि मोती जैसे अक्षर होने चाहिए. So now you have to become a little practical. If you can maintain legibility, you can write fast and you can finish the paper. That would be more important. So you have to kind of balance both and take the both things together and go forward. Yeah. So speed is more important. Like if you can finish for like most of your paper with like okay handwriting, that would be fine. I would suggest.
Amazing. So I think what Devanshi here means is good content with average handwriting but great speed is what you need to do good in your
Yeah,
exam.
matlab, if you are preparing for UPSC and these big exams, no, if you just focus on good handwriting, then no, it's not going to fetch uh,
Yeah,
great
true.
marks for you. Yeah.
That's true. So my final question to you, and this is a very personal one. I mean, it's something I wanted to ask you since we've connected. Uh, what are a few ways we can personally improve on our weaknesses through our handwriting? Like it might not be a drastic change, but over a period of time. And does our handwriting show the changes or reflect the changes that we incorporate? For example, patience. Do you think your handwriting has reflected the change that you've become more patient over time?
Yes, so I've done this study on myself and I've seen this in other people also. That once I started meditating and I started doing certain breathing exercises, my writing tended to automatically improve. So your handwriting is sort of your reflection of the state of mind you're in. If yeah, so if you'll see when I had fever, my writing changed though slightly, okay,
Right.
because I was in a different state of mind. So yeah, like if you can make changes in your writing, I wouldn't recommend that you do that on your own, especially because if you have an expert like a graphotherapist, like I have a degree in that, so if you can isolate certain things. In fact, if someone goes to my YouTube channel, one of my colleagues worked with Ishan Sharma. I worked with other cricketers. So if you can make few changes in your writing, it does help you. But there are other methods that are there based in psychology, like cognitive behavioral therapies there, neuro linguistic programming, and in psychology there are many tools that are there that can you can work on externally, and then you'll see certain changes within yourself. So always it has to be a more sustainable long term thing, because immediately you can't change, but you have to give yourself some time. One of the people that I know, Winston Churchill, he used to give himself, okay, in 30 days, I'll change this thing about me. And he used to keep a journal, okay, I've worked on these traits. And one thing that he didn't want to change is that he had a lot of pride or these things. So he said, I'm so awesome. Why would I change being proud about myself? Okay. So that was his idea.
Maybe his handwriting stayed the same throughout because he didn't change that one thing about himself.
I think so too. Yeah.
Amazing. So, we've talked a lot about mental health here and the psychology of success. Uh, you know, keeping handwriting probably aside for a second, what are a few core traits for young individual to become successful in whatever they do? What are some foundational traits that you think are important in people today?
Okay, so I'll just go by this article that was there in 2013 to be exact. There was a Time magazine had come up with this article where they compared each and every successful individual to understand what are the most common traits in their writing. Not in their writing, but in general, what are the most common successful traits that they have? So first thing is first trait that they came up with, they're always busy. They work. Okay. So if you have a good work ethic, or in psychology we call it conscientiousness. So if you have the ability to constantly work, that comes in your writing as your writing is steady. Basically, without having a line, you can write straight, okay, or you can maintain your straight baseline. That kind of tells that you have a good control in terms of your work ethic and everything in terms of your self control. Second, I would say that in Times article it said the ability to say no. So someone who is an independent thinker, who doesn't go by the crowd, or who has an own thinking, that really helps. Next was know yourself. So you can know yourself through handwriting analysis. That I'll give it to that. Third was to build connections with people. Uh, as a person, if you have good communication skills, that really helps you a lot in life. Especially now, it's 100% true. If you are a genius but you can't communicate your genius, then other people will not pay you the equivalent amount to
True.
become
That's
successful. And the few other things, what I would say is that if you, what I've seen in other people's writing is if they have persistent, if they have determination, they have good self-esteem, and they're always open to learn. That really sort of helps you a long term in life. These are some of the most important traits that I can say.
amazing. So, my final question to you is, what is one piece of advice you would give to upcoming handwriting analysts or psychologists or people who just want to get into the understanding of people better? What is just one piece of advice that you would give them?
And learn from me.
Incredible. Those words.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. By the way, I'm kidding. You can learn from anyone, but and main thing I would suggest them is that help as many people as possible through handwriting analysis. What people do is, and I've seen people that I studied with, they've stopped analyzing people's handwriting so much. Okay, like they have a degree, it's on the wall. Okay, they're not practical. So some of them come and say, even I have done handwriting analysis degree like you, but you've not been in the field. You don't have, like, someone who has just done a medical degree, but he's not practicing
Right,
as a doctor. So you won't go to that person, right? Someone who
right.
has done so much analysis and understood people, had so much, like, a track record. So that really helps you a lot in terms of understanding uh, people. So always, I would suggest that analyze as many people as possible. You don't have to do it always for free, but try and help as many people as possible. This is a wonderful science in terms of if someone is becoming handwriting analyst, there is huge amount of market that is open. There is, like, I can't do it alone, right? I can't be analyzing everyone in India. There are 1 billion people that are there, so there is huge market. There's huge market potential, and if you're becoming a handwriting analyst, like, you don't have to become 100% like if you're an HR and you combine handwriting and analysis, then you can choose the right candidate for your company. 60 to 75% of companies in France use handwriting analysis for that. Then if
Oh,
you're a yeah, that's you can Google. BBC has an article on this.
okay.
France handwriting analysis on Google, you'll get all the articles. Then, if you're a psychologist and you use handwriting analysis, then one of my friends who's a gold medalist, she also uses that. And you can come up with, like, you can reduce the time for counseling by at least 50%. You can easily reduce, yeah, and identify what is the challenge, and you can ask questions accordingly. If you're a life coach and use handwriting analysis, then you can come up with tools and certain things. So the combination, it's like a superpower. It kind of supercharges you if you're dealing with people each and every day, or if you are a person who likes helping people, then definitely give at least learning through a workshop, give it a chance and see how it will help you. So this would be my suggestion, especially to handwriting analyst and aspiring handwriting analyst also.
Amazing. I think this has given us a lot to think about, and we've learned so much. It's been so insightful for me personally as well, because I think I'm going to drop by one of those clubhouse sessions and send you my handwriting to get analyzed. I would love to know
Sure,
my
sure.
more than my strengths. I would love to know my weaknesses. So I'll probably drop by one of those sessions. And this has been so incredible. Is there anything you would like to add to conclude the session?
Yes, so I would suggest that through handwriting analysis you can help a lot of people. There is a lot of good that has come in my life because genuinely I wanted to help people, and opportunities open up because if you are a handwriting analyst, if you have a degree in handwriting analysis, then countries such as UK, France, Germany, they where there is more knowledge about handwriting analysis than in India. They always open arms and see, okay, like you can do handwriting analysis, you can become valuable to our company in terms of counseling people, talking with people, and you can visit my website or Google my name, Devanshu Ballabh, and you'll get everything, and you can learn the science, take it one step by step. It's a fascinating study. The mystery of handwriting analysis is there for 300 plus years. They they have done study in Harvard Medical Center to show that handwriting analysis works in terms of your personality. Gordon Allport, he's one of the top personality psychologists
Wow.
that is there. He's done study on this. The old English poet Edgar Allan Poe, he wrote a book
Yeah.
on handwriting analysis in the 1800s. So yeah, it's very fascinating, very interesting subjects, and like it still fascinates me to this day to analyze someone's writing, and then the other person, okay, how did you know this about me? So that always fascinates me.
Interesting. I think this has been such an incredible session. Not only, just about handwriting analysis, but the history of it and the legitimacy of it. I think a lot of our audience will also start believing in it and probably even pursue career options in it now that you've told us that, it's not something that's just limited to a couple of people. A lot of it's accessible. So I think it's been really, really great. We thank you for your time. And if we have any other questions, we're going to bother you with them over chat. We're going to have another session and we're going to answer all of them.
Sure, anytime. And I thank you for this session. I think you've asked and been very open and done the session in a way that I have in fact enjoyed to speak about handwriting analysis. And you don't have to wait in Clubhouse. I can do handwriting analysis anytime. You can send me your writing and I'll be happy to do it. Thanks, man.
Amazing. So I think we'll be in touch with you as OOZ Global as well. We're really excited to connect with you. We'll probably, after the session, we're going to get a lot of questions from people. I am sure our audience is going to be really excited, and we'll be in touch. Maybe we do another session, maybe we do another live, but we will be in touch with you in some way or the other.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, we can do live handwriting analysis of anyone on this platform. I'll be very happy to do that.
Amazing. Yeah, I we will have to check if we can, get access to the comments right now. But if you give me a
Okay.
moment, I'll be able to check with my team.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, so I had a word with my team. I think they've already sent you a handwriting piece, and we would love your analysis on that and what it looks like to you.
Okay, you've sent me three. You've sent me three or four writings. So who will go first?
Let's go in order, whichever you've received first.
Okay, I think I can do Vaibhav sir's first. Yeah, just give me a second. I kind of have to.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, I've received Ajay's handwriting and I've received Shreya's Vaibhav's and I think this is Manju. Yeah.
Let's do Web of Sir's handwriting first. I think he's right here on the live in the back end, and we would love to know what you think about it.
So Vaibhav sir's writing is sort of here with me. Okay, so I kind of have to put this on the screen so that people can see. Okay.
I can see it.
So from
Yeah.
yeah, so so what I can say about Vaibhav sir is that he's got incredible amount of determination, and he
I
can concentrate on one thing for a very long period of time. And he is very self sufficient. He doesn't need so many people around him. तो वो दूसरों का काम भी करने लगता है अगर वो नहीं रहता है तो. So he's a total yeah. So that's something very, and he's a far sighted person. He thinks 3 4 years down the line what will happen, and then he plans accordingly. And
right.
right now, sir's missing the outdoors, traveling and doing so many things. So I think he will be very happy. And he's a sharp minded person. Like he can
I
come to conclusion, come to ideas very quickly. So yeah,
he does.
that would be his analysis. And
Amazing.
then yeah.
Quite accurate, When I speak to Web of Sir, all I see is a visionary who can look like 5 years ahead and know what the market is going to need. Then he's already there and he's going to meet his customers when they're there. So that's incredible. That's
Okay.
quite accurate.
Okay. So next, I think is Manju or is it Shreya? Okay. So should I
let's
do
do
Manju's or Shreya?
let's do Shreya's first.
Okay, so this is Shreya's handwriting. Okay, with me,
Okay, I see it.
and yeah. So Shreya is very organized as a person, and yeah, and she analyzes things like she takes a lot of time to make a decision, and she makes the right decision. So, and she thinks a lot over things, and so when she goes for shopping, she always compares price, the color, and these things, and then only she comes to a conclusion. And she's very philosophical or very generous as a person, very giving as a person, I would say. And yeah, good imagination power, very open and willing to learn things. Um
Interesting.
Interesting writing, and she has a past. Like there are certain things she doesn't tell. She's gone through a lot, but she's positive and upbeat as a person still. So that's something really nice that about her. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. Let's do the last one that we have for today.
Okay, so Is it going to be Mayur or is it going to be Ajay? I don't know. You guys
Let's
decide.
let's do Ajay.
Okay, so this is Ajay's handwriting with me.
Okay.
So, so Ajay is a person who. Okay, so Ajay's handwriting analysis. What I can say, he gets bored easily. He likes to do different things. Routine works kind of bores him, and he gets irritated, but he doesn't express himself very easily. And he also, like, as a person, he also thinks sort of long term about many things. Very persistent, doesn't give up quite easily. He's more of a like, in terms of, he's got good healthy imagination power. He wants people to tell things directly instead of beating around the bush. And he starts off a project well, then like towards the end he has difficulty finishing, so it's better if he can work as a team. But he's very optimistic and positive as a person. That's what I would say. That's his best quality.
Amazing. So let's surprise Mayur as well and do one last one before we close on this session.
Okay, so for Mayur, yes, so Mayur, I would say he's more of a process oriented person. He takes time to learn something, but certain things which he learns, he remembers for a very long time. Uh, right now, he's not exactly sure where he is, like what he wants exactly from life. That he has difficulty understanding what he wants from life. If he understands, then he can unlock a lot of things. I would put it at that. And he's got good powers of concentration. One thing he can focus on and then take much ahead. He can go really far ahead in life. And there are certain issues, if he solves with the past, I think those are the few things he can work on and go far ahead in life. Yeah. And I think one more writing has come, Manjaris. Okay, I don't know. Vaibhav sir is saying, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll add Manjaris also together, Manjari Gupta.
Yeah.
Okay, so Manjari is more of an independent sort of independent thinker. She lives in the moment. She enjoys the moment, and she's got good healthy imagination. She also likes to. She believes people too easily. She's very trusting as a person,
Okay.
and she also kind of gets bored very easily with things. All she's got good collection of shoes or certain items she doesn't wear so much, so she's got a lot of stuff at her place.
Interesting. I think that's quite an interesting
Yeah,
insight. Let's do Uday sir's. I'm really excited to know about his. Do we have his handwriting?
Uday sir's writing I don't have. I'm not sure exactly. Do I have that writing? Like, okay, no, I don't have Uday sir's writing. If you can send that, then
I'm gonna have that sent to you because I'm really keen
okay.
to know about Uday sir's writing.
I think I see the writing. I know about them, but I don't know them personally. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah.
I
So
seen it
anything else
anywhere.
you would like to ask? Yeah, anything you would like to ask?
Definitely. I mean, I have like a bucket full of questions for you. So my next question to you is, you know, when we talk about handwriting analysis as a professional, what has the career journey for you look like? Let's talk to aspiring handwriting analysts. What does the journey look like? How do you start? How does it take off?
So first thing about handwriting is that like you start at the very basics, looking at the like so Wow, I have to go back to my journey and think about this. That's a very interesting question. So,
Okay,
first thing
actually.
that, yeah. So, first thing that you do is basically you see the foundation of the writing. What is the slant? What is the size of the writing? The pressure of the writing. So, that is the main thing. If you can identify that, then you can identify traits very easily. I mean, there are kind of people who are sort of pseudo in this field. So, don't be a pseudo. Become a proper professional in this field. It really helps you. So first see the size, slant, and pressure for the first 100 analysis. You identify the size, slant, and pressure. Then what happens is your eye automatically kind of picks the slant and the pressure and size very easily. So your first 100 people that you're analyzing, see the writing, understand it, spend some time. There are certain tools and techniques that are there to identify size, slant, and pressure. Then it becomes much more easier. So first do that. Then your next challenge would be the first 1,000 writings. If you can analyze them, come up with a one-page report, do a SWOT sort of thing, like strengths, weaknesses, and your emotional patterns, and create a thousand people's report. Okay, so that gives you sort of let from there you become a professional. Before that, if you just see the writing and tell, मतलब कोई भी इंटरनेट पे सीख सकता है. Okay, like ये देख के आपके बारे में ये पता चलता है, ये बारे में मतलब anyone can do that. 5 मिनट में कोई भी सीख लेगा and then they will say. So the proper professional way is to hit the first 100, then you become an amateur. Hit the first 1,000, then you become a professional handwriting analyst. So our course, which we give you a certification in handwriting analysis, we make you do all this in a very structured manner. Over the course of 6 months, you can become a professional if you apply yourself on the weekends. If you have when you have time, then you can easily become a professional here. Yeah.
Oh wow, interesting. So could you give us a little bit
Yeah.
information about your website where aspiring handwriting analysts can find these courses and all of that?
Yeah, my website is my institute. You would say is handwritinginternational.com. They can go to the website. There is a certification course in handwriting analysis, signature analysis course is there. Then we have if you want to get your handwriting analysis done and have reports and audio reports done, like many of the companies do. Uh, we have that. So we have a tie-up with Verifax. It's one of the largest background verification companies. So we send reports to companies and work with professionals and help them this tool. So we do a large gamut of things, and currently we have expanded our operations to UK and US as well. So we are becoming handwriting international, as the name says. Yeah.
Amazing. So I think a lot of people are going to visit your website. We're going to see a lot of, inspiring people coming to you. Even for analysis, I think people like me are going to join you to understand ourselves better for personal development and all of the other reasons that are there. But this has been a really good session, not just, the things we spoke about, but also the handwriting analysis. I think people who you analyze got to know a lot about themselves. And I think it's going to help a lot of people. It's very beneficial, definitely. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Smriti. And Uday's signatures only come, so I can close by giving his signature analysis.
Amazing. Yes, that would work.
Yeah. So one thing I would say about Uday is that he's made like he's firm on his beliefs. If he believes in something, no one can kind of shake his thought process in that. And I would say that he has long term goals. Like उनको पता है कि like मुझे घर बनाना है, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे ये करना है. So he's got his financial goals in place. That is there. One thing that I would say is stopping him is like this is limited information, by the way, from just 2 3 letters. I'm saying if I get the writing, then I can tell much more. But what I can say from his this one is that he kind of puts off things which he doesn't like, so that kind of stalls his progress. So he works mostly on deadline pressure कि ये काम बचा हुआ है तो रात भर में ये मुझे निपटाना है तो yeah, that kind of pushes him to do things. So from his signature, I could tell this much.
Interesting. I think that's also quite a dynamic analysis of someone when they listen to it. Maybe it helps them reflect, introspect, improve. So that's definitely very helpful. I'll probably send you my handwriting after this session and we can have an analysis and talk in depth about it. But this has been really, really helpful and so insightful for all of us, Devanshu. Thank you for taking out the time for us today.
Yes, and thank you, Smriti, for organizing, and Vaibhav sir for organizing the session. I think Ooze Media is one of the best uh, channels or platforms for doing interviews. So anyone who wants to come on this platform, definitely they should connect with you. And I hope and pray that you guys achieve a lot of things this year and in the coming future.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it and we wish the same for you. Thank you for taking out the time. Take care.
Take care. Thanks, Smriti. I'll see you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.